So Gonzalo Garcia has arrived. I'm so happy. And I don't mean to be the type of person who's gonna say, oh, I told you so, and take credit and all this stuff. But I'm gonna kind of do it because I've been talking about Gonzalo Garcia, made numerous videos about him, saying he should start. And there's been rough times when he went completely goalless. But it's finally time and it's finally happened. He scored a full-blown hat-trick. He scored a hat-trick, and I mean, I expected this due to how good he was in the Castilla. He was a beast in the Castilla. He was like Benzema in the Castilla. Now, the reason why I'm even making this video is because of Mbappé. I think this performance showed us a lot about Mbappé, and I'm not trying to hate on Mbappé, but I do think the team played their best football in this match. I think the best football since Xabi Alonso took over. Just free-flowing football, beautiful attacking play. Everything just looks so free. They look like they had freedom. Whereas when Mbappé is in the team, Vinny doesn't look like he has so much freedom. Rodrigo doesn't. Bellingham doesn't. By my reasoning why I think Gonzalo has been a better number 9 than Mbappé is not because of the goals. Let's be honest. Mbappé 59 goals in a year. It speaks for itself. Gonzalo isn't putting up that kind of numbers. We can't take that from Mbappé. We cannot take it from him. But what I will say is, there's a reason why Gonzalo played so good with the team. I mean, he even praised the team afterwards, speaking about how if it wasn't for them, he wouldn't have scored. And I agree and disagree because let's get into all the things he did correct in this match. So the first goal that he did score was a cross from Rodrigo, and then Gonzalo did like this insane dummy run. He moved forward a bit, then faked, went backwards, scored the header, tight angle. Beautiful, completely beautiful. And this is, let's be honest, it's not something you're gonna see Mbappé do, because Mbappé isn't that type of striker. Mbappé is the type of guy who's gonna be on the edge of the box. And I think this just shows you the positional awareness, the instincts of a pure striker. That is what Gonzalo adds. And that's something that I don't think Mbappé has. He doesn't have the positioning down, and he doesn't have the instincts down, because he's not truly a number 9. He is a left winger, or you can even say a player that should be playing behind the striker. And this is just why you have to love football, because you get players who play in the same positions but just add such different things. And I think this is more of a blessing than a bad thing for anyone. It's a blessing for Real Madrid because now you have 2 different options. It's a good thing. It's a positive thing. Now let's get into his second goal. This one, I'm not going to compare this to Mbappé, because Mbappé is the type of guy who can do this exact same thing. Mbappé has done it many times in his career, scoring from outside the box. So therefore I'm not going to say, oh, look at this what Gonzalo did. Mbappé can't do this. No, Mbappé can do it. But this was beautiful. Gonzalo, the chest control, takes the ball down. Beautiful shot. This is not a fluke. It's not a fluke. I know some of you guys are going to say lucky shot, fluke, all these things. No, this was beautiful. And this is a practice thing. No one just carries the ball like that outside the box, tight angle, and just goes for a shot. No one just does that. He did it because he was confident. He did it because he's done it before. It's no fluke. That is pure individual brilliance. And then going back to his positioning and just knowing where to be. Let's go to the third goal. His hat-trick. So Rodrigo gets the ball, does some brilliant skill, and then squares the ball. And listen, this is like right by the goal. Squares the ball and Gonzalo's there. Flicks the ball in. Just beautiful. Mbappé in that very moment would have been outside the box or at the edge of the box. And that's the thing, he doesn't have that instincts to go run there and get that ball and score. That's what Gonzalo has. That is a pure number 9. That's even something you'll see Bellingham do better than Mbappé. Now I'm not saying Gonzalo should start over Mbappé. That's not what I'm saying. What I can say is maybe start both of them. Maybe both of them in the striker positions. Then Vinny left, Rodrigo right. I will say they did do this against Espanyol. It didn't work out. Gonzalo was quiet. And Mbappé did score. It was individual brilliance. And it didn't work out, and I don't think it's going to work out. Then there is a second option where Mbappé, he can play left wing and Gonzalo can play striker. Now, the negative to this is Mbappé isn't like Vinny. Vinny, when he's on the left wing, he's a creator. He will create plays, create goals. Like when he gets on the ball in the left wing position, he's putting in develop passes, he's putting in crosses, and that's not something you're gonna see from Mbappé. Mbappé, when he gets the ball, he's either gonna beat a few defenders or he's gonna cut inside and then look to score a goal. And let's be honest, is Mbappé really gonna look at Gonzalo there in the box and say to himself, let me cross that ball? No, he's thinking, let me see if I can score. So that's why I say you can have players who play in the same position, but they just add different things, and the decision making is also different. But you know what, one thing I will say is, I like how Gonzalo, he was the first man to score in the Xabi era, and he's now the first man to score the first goal of 2026. For Real Madrid, of course. That's a lot of good things, positives coming in. And let's see how he performs in the Spanish Super Cup. Can't wait to see that. It is against big competition. Atletico is no joke. If we beat Atletico, Barcelona is also no joke. And let's see if Gonzalo can perform against teams such as that. Okay, so now we move on to the other players. Let me talk about Rodrigo. Rodrigo has been carrying on this good form. He's been playing so good. Everything he seems to do seems to work. He's pulling so much things off, assisting, scoring. His dribbles are insane. Defensive work rate is good. Rodrigo is in such good form, and I don't think he's benchable. He's unbenchable in this current moment. If Xabi does bench him, then he's just a complete idiot. Like, there's nothing more I can say. Rodrigo is playing so good. And then another thing I want to talk about is the defense, and one in particular, Raúl Asensio and Dean Housen. Now, I feel like Dean Housen is getting a lot of disrespect because of his injuries. He is injury prone, but he's a very talented player, only 20 years of age, and he's also a decent defender. But I do feel Raúl Asensio has trumped him. Right now he's better, and he starts over Housen. His defending is so much better. Ball playing, I won't say so, but defensively, I trust him more. And he even scored a header, which I don't think Housen has scored a header this season. Or maybe he has, I think against Elche. But either way, I think Raúl Asensio starts over him. Let us talk about the Endrick loan. I do think it's a good thing. The reason why it's a good thing is, I think if Endrick was still at the club, this Gonzalo performance wouldn't have probably happened. Endrick could have started over him. You never truly know. And I do think Endrick is gonna prosper in Leon. He hasn't played yet, but once he starts to play, he's gonna cook. Gonzalo is cooking right now, and I think everything just happens for a reason. This needed to happen, because now they both can shine at the same time. But either way, that is my thoughts on the match. Tell me your thoughts on the match. I will be reading, will be responding. But if you enjoyed, smash like on the video, subscribe, turn on notifications. Peace out.